Rockstar gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Welcome to the Rockstar Report. Of course, your host is always Clay Ropp. And yeah, let's break down this Dallas Cowboys game, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking forward to breaking this game down for sure. Dallas is at the Carolina Panthers this Sunday. We're going to dive into that game for sure. Appreciate everyone in here. Appreciate everyone coming through. Make sure you pound the like button, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. What is up, Marcos Cash, as everybody's getting in. Of course, become a member today of the Rockstar Report. All my links are right there. And, of course, if you're feeling generous, feel free to. Other than that, I don't expect you to. All right. So this is going to be an interesting, very interesting matchup. Very interesting matchup for sure, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say this. Can the biggest question here in this week 6 preview for this, can we keep that fire burning? Can we, or are we going to get punched back in reality? Like, this one is really going to test the grit of this team. Like, I know that we pulled off one of the grittiest wins in our probably recent memories, clawing back from 17 down, beat Miami, right? It was messy, it was chaotic, emotional, exactly what I felt like we needed as a fan base, as a team, to remember that this team still gives a shit, right? And now that Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, a team that they're inconsistent, but they are so talented enough to put 40 points on you in a blink of an eye. It's crazy, because the thing that we have going for us is that we're playing at home. We're undefeated at the Bank of America Stadium this year. And for the first time all season, they actually look like a team with a pulse. I actually feel like that this team actually has somewhat of an identity. But to keep that pulse alive, right? Like your head coach or our head coach is going to have to get this thing just right. Like systematically, emotionally, physically, because this Cowboys matchup is the definition of a trap game, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this is. What up, Roadmaster? Appreciate you coming through, guys. Again, do me a favor as make sure you pound that like button, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Haven't already. My mic is messing up, but we're rolling with it. Here we go. I should sound a lot better now. Let me see. Yep, definitely sound better. Yeah, definitely sound better. All right, appreciate you guys. I've been snooping around some cowboy content creators channel. They are not confident as you would think. Not surprised. Not when your defense is ranked as bad as they are. What's up, Clay? Just stopping by to say hi. Not going to be here for long. Appreciate you, Zach. Appreciate you coming by, my guy. Appreciate you coming by, my guys. Again, everyone that's coming in, on your way in, on your way out, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, drop a follow if you're watching on Twitch or Twitter or X. Also share the live. It helps out a lot. So appreciate everyone joining. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into this injury report. Of course, as always, we got to talk about the injury report. It's not something I want to talk about, but it does have some concerns because, once again, this Carolina Panthers injury report to me reads like a CVS receipt, man. It's just long. It's ugly. It's full of things you wish you didn't buy or you didn't need, whatever the case may be. Here's as it stands now. Chuba Hubbard, that's number one. He's out. He has missed 6 straight practices now at this point, and Dowdle's going to get another start. All right. Taylor Moton, this one's the biggest, another one that's not really ideal. Elbow injury, he's out. I think that's a massive loss, honestly, because he's been the team's he's always the rock of our offensive line. He's the steadiest guy up there. He's been that for like the last 5 years. Josh Neesman now is going to step in. Not ideal. Let's not pretend that's like a lateral move or something like that, chat. All right. Let's not like act like that's a lateral move. And then we've got Tershawn Wharton out. So that's going to thin out our rotation on the inside. Caleb Evans, he's out. Depp takes another hit in the secondary, but again, luckily enough, Shaw Smith Wade, Mike Jack, they have been full participant all week, so they should be good to go. Jadavion Sanders is listed questionable, but he's been limited. Then he's full, but then he's back to limited. So we'll see what happens there. And then Jalen Coker, his quad injury, right? Has been full participant all week. He did say that he is ready to go. He basically said in the interview he feels ready to go. I think him being the vertical threat that he is, that could unlock the deep game if he's active. Jadavion Sanders, though, back to him. He's been solid as a move tight end, but again, he's been limited all week. We'll see if he's ready to go on Sunday. The bottom line is here, though, with this report, we're operating once again with duct tape and stuff again, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely trash. He's definitely trash. We're operating with duct tape and prayer in several key spots too. Don't forget to pound that like button. Appreciate you, Marcos. What's up, Mr. Douglas? How are you? Happy TGIF to everybody, by the way. TGIF. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream and coming through. That's in here right now. Guys, there's also we got only 7 likes and there's over 20 something people watching. We got over 25 people watching right now. The stream's going up. Make sure you pound that like button, guys. I greatly appreciate it. Moton being out hurts my soul. It's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal, Miss Douglas, because we've seen what Josh Neesman, when he stepped in. Now, he might be better at right tackle than he's at left. I don't know. But if he's not good at left, I don't see him being good at right. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because that whole right side, basically your whole right side from your right side to center is out. Technically your starters, if you think about it. Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt, and then now Taylor Moton. Obviously, the other guys have more severe injuries, but again, Taylor Moton being out in this game is not ideal. Not ideal. It's we'll see if it works out, but again, I don't trust the Josh Neesman. I do want to go over. We're going to dive into that offensive game plan here. I think you got to let Rico cook, let Bryce breathe. You need to go for the damn jugular in this game. I think that's something we're going to have to do. If anything, if we can learn anything from last week, ladies and gentlemen, it's that Rico Dowdle has arrived. And not quietly. Dude ran through the Dolphins defense, like I said, like he was prime. Adrian Peterson, again, we're talking about a performance that had over 206 touchdown, 206 yards and a touchdown. But while breaking tackles like it was his part-time job, right? And now he gets to run again against the team that tossed him aside, the Dallas Cowboys, who he was buried under that depth chart for how long? What, 4 years? Whatever it was. So again, having him back there, it has again his resurgence has been nice. But again, Chuba's out. This has to be the Rico-centric game plan, right? But here's the kicker. You can't just spam the inside zone and hope for miracles. Dave Canales found something last week by, mixing in gap runs, tosses, some jet action. Those types of plays lets your backs get downhill with speed and stick with that. So Keys to the offense is feeding Rico Dowdle, right? Feed this guy, man. Feed this guy. Okay. They don't have Michael Parsons anymore because Jerry Jones decided to use his galaxy brain himself to trade that guy away. And now look where they rank as a defense, right? And their defense has been getting gashed. They've been giving up more yards per game than any football team in the league. You've got a hot back right now with a revenge on his mind. I wouldn't overthink it. Feed this man the ball. I think Rico Dowdle should have 20 to 25 carries. He should have between what he had. He should have the same amount of carries and touches he had against Miami, in my opinion. Yeah, also no runs on third down. Yeah, no inside zones on 3rd and 10. If we can score 36 plus points, we win. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be close to what people think, but I'll dive in that here at the end here. I need Evero to drop that shelf coverage, right? Moton being out is a huge hit to our offense. Oh, it definitely is for sure, T. Thompson. Yeah, Josh Neesman stepping in again is not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Douglas says no passing one. Well, I'm going to have to say this. Feed Dowdle, but if you're going to feed him, and I think if they feed him like he did against Miami and we start seeing that production, I think this is where you got to start pushing the ball down the field. You can't you can't coach scared. You can't let Bryce Young play scared. Not this week. Dallas secondary is the league's worst by DVOA. So opposing quarterbacks have been torching them deep all season. Let Bryce take his shots, especially when you got Tedero McMillan, especially if Jadavion Sanders, especially if Jalen Coker, Xavier Legette, and Jimmy Horn Jr. You know, if you got all those weapons ready to go at your disposal, you know, use them, right? But especially Tedero McMillan, who I think is due for a major breakout game. I mean, a major one. Sprinkle in a few deep shots to Xavier Legette. Maybe sprinkle some deep shots to Jalen Coker if he's active. Like I said, you got to make these defensive backs sweat. All right. You got to take chances, man. You don't win in this league if you don't take risk. That is a big reach, Brad. Screenplays could be big this game. Maybe. It's hard to run to the right with Moton out, though. We'll see. We'll see, man. It's not like, here's the thing, guys. It's not like Dallas has Michael Parsons coming off that edge anymore. And it ain't the same Cowboys. It ain't the same Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, do y'all not remember the defensive here? I just want to give context as to why I have these keys for this offense. All right, I want to add some context to this. Do y'all remember this? This is why I'm saying we got to do those keys. At least the first, pushing the first two. Cowboys allowed most passing yards to a quarterback. Cowboys allowed 3rd most passing yards to passing touchdowns to a quarterback. Cowboys allowed 4th most rushing touchdowns to a quarterback. Cowboys allowed 8th most rushing touchdowns to a running back. Cowboys allowed most receiving yards to a running back. Cowboys allowed 3rd most receptions to a running back. Cowboys allowed most receiving yards to a wide receiver. Cowboys allowed most receiving touchdowns to a wide receiver. Honestly, what is Neesman good at? It's a good question. That is a good question. That is a good question. What's good, Clay? What's good, Earl? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Appreciate you coming through. So, again, I felt like context matters to what I'm diving into. But that's the reason why I'm telling you the keys to this offense is push that down, feed Rico Dowdle, push that ball down the field. All right. We can't play scared anymore. And you can't settle for field goals, man. I know I skipped over protect Bryce. I'll get to protect Bryce. But you can't settle for field goals in this game. You can't settle for field goals against a Dallas team that's putting up 40, who's putting up, I don't know what they're averaging. I know it's a good amount of points per game. Let me go look that up real quick. Averaging points per game. All right, let's see. Right now, they're averaging around 28.5 points per game. The Dallas Cowboys are. All right, so again, you can't settle for field goals. You're going to need 28 plus to win this game. So if it's fourth and short near midfield, I say go for it. You got to be aggressive. Again, it's about being aggressive, taking chances. And again, you can't play conservative against a team like the Dallas Cowboys right now. It's not going to work. Okay. Dak Prescott looks like an MVP candidate, ladies and gentlemen. So field goals don't beat firepower. Again, if you got to settle for field goals in certain situations, I get it. But if you don't need to settle for a field goal and you can still have a chance to score, or you feel like you have a good chance to score, I think you got to be aggressive and go for it. I think it just depends on the situation. And then of course, I skipped over protect Bryce, but protect Bryce. Moton being banged up is a concern. I will expect now that knowing that Moton is out, and they probably know that Moton is out, I expect Dallas to blitz the right edge hard. That means we're going to have a lot of quick reads, a lot of hot routes, definitely some tight end help. I'm hoping that we see some tight end double. I'm hoping that we see 2 tight end sets, especially if we get down in the red zone. That's with Mitchell Evans, what he did last week. Having Jadavion Sanders coming back, stuff like that. But if they're going to blitz as much as I suspect Everloose and that defense is going to try, he's going to try to blitz. I think that means quick reads, hot routes, tight end help. You can't afford another first quarter turnover spiral like we saw versus Miami. It ain't going to happen. If Bryce Young fumbles the ball, throws an interception, it's not going to be the same case like Miami was. It's just not. It's just not, ladies and gentlemen. So you can't get down early. You can't get down early. All right. Definitely can't get down early. So appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. All right. I would greatly appreciate it. Appreciate everyone in here on YouTube or wherever you're watching, wherever you may be. Appreciate you guys. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Keys on defense. Keys on defense. So let's get this out the way first. Dak Prescott is dealing this year. He's completing over 71% of his passes for over 1,356 yards. He's got 10 touchdowns on the year. He only has 3 picks. The dude's been surgical when given time. He's only been sacked, I think, 7 times all season, which means our front seven definitely has their work cut out for them. I felt like this defense finally showed some bite against Miami, holding them to just 19 rushing yards, sacking 2 or 3 times. That can't be a 1-week fluke. And after what we saw last night from the rankings, look at this. Look at these defensive rankings. Real quick. Overall defensive ranking. 12th in total defense. Rushing yards allowed will rank 14th in the league. Passing yards allowed will rank 10th. Front seven right now is ranked 29th by one analyst. But again, in totality, this defense is ranked 12th in all of NFL right now. All right. So, with that being said, all right, you got to put pressure on Dak. Number one. That's the number one. The Cowboys' O-line is solid, but not invincible. Nick Scorton has been playing like a man possessed. Princely and Mommy Ellen's bringing the juice. Derek Brown is quietly having another monster year. Ejiro Evero should dial up some more creative pressures, bring some stunts, delayed blitzes, fake drops, because sitting back in soft zone is going to be a death sentence against Dak Prescott. So I'm going to want to see obviously pressure on Dak, but really I want to see Evero be a little bit more creative with his pressures. Like I said, throw some stunts out there, maybe throw some delayed blitzes, some fake drops. Because again, you sit back in that soft zone coverage and Dak is going to make you pay for it. That is what he's going to do. Number two, stop bleeding versus the tight ends. What I mean by that is because our kryptonite as of late continues to be the tight ends. Jake Ferguson is the next man in line to exploit us. Darren Waller feasted on us last week before Carolina, before we finally make some adjustments. We can't wait until halftime to fix that again either. So put Tre'von Wallace, Lathan Ransom on Ferguson early and often, and you might have it. You might have a chance. Definitely want to put those guys on him. What's up, Antonio? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Appreciate you coming through. Stuff Jadavion Sanders. Don't let Jadavion Sanders not Jadavion Sanders. Stuff Javonte Williams. All right. Don't let Javonte Williams take over. What I mean by that is Javonte Williams has been Dallas's hammer. He's rushed for over 400 and something yards. I think he's got 5 touchdowns in 5 games. So if we let him dictate the tempo, it's over. Because Wallace, Roseboom, and Brown have to dominate those gaps like they did last week if they want to win this game. Right? Defense needs to create turnovers, especially interceptions. Yes, sir, DC Gambler. And then what I mean by win situational downs. What do I mean by that? So Dallas thrives ahead of the chains. You get them in 3rd and long, force Dak to hold the ball. Let your pass rush eat. But that means limiting first down runs and those annoying 7-yard crossers that they love. So that's what I mean by win situational downs. Again, I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. What's up, T Green? Appreciate you coming through, my guy. Roadmaster says, I got $100. Dak gives us 2 interceptions. What'd you do? Who'd you bet with? You making a bet? Are you trying to bet with somebody here? Or are you making a bet online? You made a bet with online. Like, subscribe, folks. It's free. Appreciate you, Roadmaster. Appreciate you. I mean, I hope he does too. I hope he does too, T Green. All right, keys to victory. So we're gonna finish keys to victory, ladies and gentlemen. Punch early, punch often. What I mean by that is Dallas has been sloppy to start games, so they always start slow. We need to start hot, which means we want them to chase us. All right. That means we need to get out on the first drive, and score first. Score first. Nobody took the bet yet. Oh. Bryce has to take care of the football. If he turns it over more than one time, it's over. Nice. Nice. Sipping on some tea over there, T Green. No turnovers. Yeah. Bryce cannot give freebies. I agree with you, Brad. That's one thing Bryce is going to have to do in this game. That's one thing he's going to have to do in this game is definitely play. I want him to play carefree football, but I don't want him to, force the mistakes. So really just control the game, man. Bryce, just all you have to do is control the clock, control the game, manage the game. Let Rico Dowdle get his 23, 25 touches of the football, right? Let him, just like Tim Stellings is saying in here, just run Rico Dowdle and let him just terrorize his old team. That would be great. That would be great. We need to start hot, but not like we did versus the Pats. I think we need to. We just need to sustain it. That's the only thing. Y'all gonna have to score 3 out of 5 drives each half. I mean, I think that's 3 out of 5 drives each half. If we get 5 drives and a half, I mean, you're gonna have to score 3 out of 5 drives each half. That's a big ask. I mean, for a team that's only averaging 28 points a game, but we'll see. I'm gonna say lean into the emotion too. What that means is Rico. It's Rico's revenge game, man. Home crowd, momentum. We need to feed off that energy for sure. And last but not least, keep the run pass balance. Right. Don't let Dallas tee off on predictable downs. I'm gonna tell you right now, this game, I'm telling you guys, feels like one of those games that could go either way. I really do. I feel like this is a game that could go either way. Emotional, scrappy, unpredictable type of game. The Cowboys are the more talented team on paper, but they're also prone to implosions. And for us, meanwhile, we are riding that post comeback swagger right now against Miami. And we are an undefeated team at home so far this year. If Dave Canales can keep it simple, Rico stays hot, Bryce makes just a handful of, throws, a handful of plays, they might take this. And I said on my last episode, ladies and gentlemen, that I was not going to pick this team until this team can prove that they can win back-to-back weeks. And when I said that, I meant it. But then this Miami game happened. And then when I made my NFL Week 6 picks, I picked the Dallas Cowboys to win the game. So and when I did the NFC South Roundtable on Tuesday, I predicted the Dallas Cowboys to win. But fuck it. I'm taking the dub, baby. I'm going with the Panthers in this one. I'm going to say 27-24 Panthers. I think we steal another one. I'm going to say we steal another one at home. Rico Dowdle gets his revenge. Bryce takes another baby step forward. Dave Canales officially earns that culture shift label we've been teasing for weeks. I'm going to take the dub on this one. I'm going to say we win this game this weekend. If we lose, we lose. But I'm taking him to win this week. I'm going to take him to win this week. I know I said I wouldn't do it, but after what I saw against Miami, something just tells me something. Something's just different, man. Because normally that kid right there, you see smiling, as in Bryce Young. Normally in that Miami game, he would have been throwing his helmet. Your body language would have told it all. But the way he came back, showed resilience in that game, was the biggest takeaway for me, at least from his standpoint. Never go against your team, Clay, win or lose. I know. But I'm also a realistic fan, T Green. I try to be as realistic as possible. Again, at Bryce, again, the biggest thing is as long as Bryce takes care of the football, this offensive line protects him. Like I said, our defense can get after Dak, right? Our defense can get after Dak. You feed Dowdle. I'd like to see them push the ball down the field. Like I said, Dallas secondary is worst in DVOA. And if even with Taylor Moton out, they can protect Bryce Young on that right-hand side. But for our defense, we've got to get pressure on Dak. Stop the bleeding versus tight ends. If put Trevin Wallace or Lathan Ransom on Jake Ferguson early and often in this game. Stuff Javonte Williams. Don't let him take over the game. Don't let him dictate the tempo, right? So, Wallace, Roseboom, even Derek Brown have to dominate those gaps like they did last week. And again, win situational downs. I said that earlier. Dallas thrives staying ahead of the chains. You get them into third and long, force Dak to hold the ball and let your pass rush eat. That means limiting the first down runs and those 7-yard crossers that the Dallas Cowboys love. But Bryce Young definitely is going to have to play a complete game and not to turn the ball over. I need 4 quarters without a turnover, Bryce. That's what I need. But I would like for us to go out there. If we get the ball first, I would like for us to go out there, punch early. That's what I want. But you got to lean on the emotion in this game, though. It's just like I said, the key to victories. You have Rico Dowdle ready to punch his former team in the mouth, right? Feed off his energy, right? And keep the run-pass balance tight. What I mean by that is don't let Dallas tee off on predictable downs. Dave Canales has to stay aggressive. Dave Canales has to stay aggressive with his play calling. So, let me get to some of your comments. All right. Can you imagine if T-Mac XL go off? That would be amazing. Bryce gonna have a clean game. I hope so. He's gonna need to. Clay, how do you feel about our defensive backs containing Pickens? I mean, Pickens is one of those wide receivers that he's a deep threat guy. That's what they do. That's what his best thing is. That's a good question, though. It's a good question. Listen, as long as JC Horn's on Pickens, I'm fine with it. Right? Like, you're talking about a guy who's 6'3", 200 pounds. If JC's Horn is on, if JC, being JC, having JC on the field definitely is going to benefit. I actually like the matchup for us because, again, JC Horn is one of the few corners in this league I feel like who doesn't get bullied by those physical wideouts, right? He's pretty patient. He's long. He plays with that. I want that smoke mentality, which is exactly what you need against a guy Pickens. So the key against a guy like George Pickens will be, discipline, leverage. I think, Pickens loves those back shoulder fade throws, but that Dak does, which Dak has been deadly accurate on those all season. He's completing over 70% of them according to Next Gen Stats. But Horn can't bite on the initial stem. He has to stay square, force Pickens to win through him. So if Horns holds up and doesn't get too grabby, he can make Pickens' life miserable for sure. But you can't leave him one-on-one all day. I will say that. You're going to have to put a safety over the top just in case. But the rest of the secondary, man, Mike Jack has been solid. He's had in spurts, but he lacks top end speed. Shaw Smith Wade is promising, but He's still got some, kinks he needs to work out. We're talking about a guy that, as in George Pickens, that, he can beat you with his physicality and his speed. So we'll see. We'll see. That's a good question, though. I think J.C. Horn can lock him down. There's no problem about that. It's just that if Evero doesn't put Mike Jack, or doesn't keep JC, on one side of the field, then you can stop George Pickens. But when you start putting Mike Jack, and I know you're going to have to rotate him on George Pickens to give, some Horn some breathing room. But again, JC Horn needs to be on that guy all day long, right? If Evero can get these guys to play tighter zones and actually communicate through motion, something which Dallas uses a ton of, they'll be in position and limited damage. So, I mean, how you contain Pickens, there's no stopping him, but there's containing him. You press him early and often. Don't let him get a free release. He's just too damn strong with momentum, right? Bracket coverage on third downs, red zone snaps. He's Dak's first read in both of those. If you go watch tape, disguise coverage, mixed man, throwing some Matt Jones to force Dak to hesitate on timing throws, but and then stay physical at the catch. Pickens loves yak through contact. That's what he loves. Make him feel every hit. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. You just need to frustrate him, hit him and frustrate him, and Pickens will show his true colors. Good question by Miss Douglas. A lot of people don't think Philly was going to lose to the Giants. Look what happened. I know I was wrong about that. Sorry to say it this way, but Dak might meet the blue tent. Oh, Roadmaster, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't wish injury upon anyone. I just want a good football game. If Evero lets our corners press Pickens is clamped. Yeah. Don't test JC on man coverage. I see y'all in here. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your week 6 preview and prediction for the Carolina Panthers this week. Again, make sure you guys pound that like button. All right. Do me a favor. Make sure you pound that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Other than that, guys, that is all I got for tonight. I will be live Sunday to do the obviously live play-by-play watch party this Sunday. So make sure you guys come through. Other than that, guys, we're going to go grab some dinner and go watch a movie. So appreciate you guys. I will see you on Sunday. Other than that, guys, y'all know what to do. I'm out of here. Keep pounding. Peace.